Hey, so I wanted to do a quick video documenting how you can install and configure Rapidology, which is a WordPress plugin provided by Lead Pages. It's totally free to use and it allows you to quickly and easily create pop-up lead capture forms as well as built-in lead capture forms or the kind that slide over as you scroll on the page. And it has hundreds of simple and attractive templates that you can pick from as you're designing yours. So if you have struggled with the Infusionsoft form builder, this might be a good solution for you to use instead. So I'm going to set it up for a brand new website. I use it on monkeypodmarketing.com, but I'm going to set it up for a new site today just so that you can get the whole experience and approximately how difficult it is or how long it takes. So from the Rapidology page, which is just rapidology.com, or you can do a Google search for it. I'm sure you'll find it. You can download the free plugin. It's going to ask for your information, and you'll click yes, and then it'll give you your activation code. So then once you have that email, once you have that file downloaded and saved somewhere locally on your computer, you're going to log into your WordPress instance. So based on what theme you have for WordPress, it might look different than mine. But just in general, here's the step that you're going to take next. You're going to find your plugins section, right? And then you go to add new plugins. And rather than search for it, you click on upload plugin. So however it is you add plugins to your WordPress instance, this is where you want to end up. I'm going to click browse and I will type in Rapidology and it should show me the Rapidology zip file. There it is. So let's go ahead and select the zip file. And again, WordPress plugins are all .zip. So you don't have to worry about that. It just means it's a compressed file with a couple of other things in there. So I'll click open and then I can click install now. So it takes just a few moments for it to grab that file, upload it to WordPress, and then unpack it. So here it is, unpacking, installing, plugin installed successfully. So now we can go ahead and activate plugin. And if we go down here to the Rapidology section, we can actually click on settings. And that's actually going to flip us down from the plugins area down to Rapidology here. And it's saying, hey, here's your free gift. You have to register it, so tell it all about yourself. If you already have an activation code, if you received that in the email, you can enter it there. If you don't have it yet, and I don't because this is the first time I'm installing it here, I'll just put Greg. Greg at, I'll use ungrateful.littleshirts.com or shirt.com. And then the company is 2 to 5. So this is a t-shirt company I'm sort of working on as a side project with a couple of friends. So 2 to 5 employees, I agree to the terms of use and then get my activation code. Now it just takes a moment. It's going to send you an email with the activation code. And once you have that, then you can pop it in here. Okay, so the activation code just came through. I'm going to go ahead and copy that and then jump back here and we'll punch it in and then we'll click activate. And sure enough, right away it says, hey, you're in. Thanks for joining. There's a training. I don't care about the training. Register for the webinar. Nope, don't want that. Here you go. No thanks. Take me to the Rapidology plugin. Depending on, what kind of comfort level you have, you certainly can sign up for whatever training they're offering. Lead Pages in general has some really high quality information. But now we are ready to start building opt-ins. So it says, hey, active opt-ins, and we can press new opt-in. But let's go ahead and build our first opt-in. Here we go. So we could choose a pop-up, a fly-in, below post, inline, locked content, or as a widget. And I say we do a pop-up as our first one. And it's asking us to name it, so let's go ahead and call it ULS Popup. And form integration, so we select our email provider. This is where we choose Infusionsoft. So it's there. And now we have to add our account. So if you haven't already created an opt-in, it's going to say, hey, cool, which Infusionsoft account do we sync this with? So let's go ahead and add account. It says account name, and this should be the name for this account, and then application name is the name of your Infusionsoft application. And then this is where we put our API key from Infusionsoft. So here's the app that I am syncing it with. So YV986 is the application name. YV986, and that'll be the part of your URL before .infusionsoft.com. And then what we need for our API key is under admin settings. There's a section application, and then at the bottom of that we've got an API key. So go ahead and copy that. And I do recommend keeping your API key private. So when I publish this video, I'm going to blur that part out, because having an active API key allows people to either extract or add information to your Infusionsoft account. So now I've got my account name, and I'm just going to change this to ULS as well. And then I can click authorize, and it's going to say, hey, I'm authorizing, I'm making sure that all that information adds up. And then what it actually is doing is bringing in a list of your tags. So it's saying, hey, select email list, right? So from this account, right, ULS, which is the Infusionsoft account that I just synced it with, it's saying, what are the different lists in that account? And I can select from my tags. I believe I have, Rapidology updates opt-in. So you can see it's just got a whole bunch of different tags in here, and you could select any of them. But what I've actually done is in my update list campaign, people can opt in with a regular web form. So I've got my web form here, or they can opt in through my Rapidology, right? And either way, they're going to get added to this update list. So I've actually created a unique entry point, my Rapidology updates opt-in. So I know that people who come through this goal use the Rapidology form. People who come through this one use the static form on my page. So I can select Rapidology updates opt-in. And then the next step is to design my opt-in. And I can choose any of these templates. Remember, I'm going to be making a pop-up, something that flies over the top. So let's see. Let's go ahead and pick maybe this bad boy. And then at the bottom, we can select next, which allows me to then begin customizing it. So subscribe to our newsletter. I'm going to change that to get notified when we launch new shirts, right? And maybe I'll just change that so that it's not randomly capitalized. And then down here I'll say once a month or so we are planning to roll out a new t-shirt design. Pop your info in here and we'll make sure you're the first to know. There you go. And then we'll just say your torso will thank you. And then image orientation, left of text, image orientation, image above text. Interesting. Don't know why they have two of these. We can upload a new image. So let me see if I have one. Okay, so let's click to upload our image, and we can choose any file on our desktop. I've got clear PNG here, so it shouldn't have a background associated with it. Once it uploads, I'll just click set as opt-in image. And one thing you can do throughout any part of this whole process is just click this blue preview button over here, and it'll show you what your whole opt-in looks like. So that looks okay for now. I don't love it because obviously the edges aren't super clean, but until I have a better graphic as a placeholder there, that'll do just fine. So again, that blue button there, or at the top, the preview button, will allow you to just kind of check how things are going as you build. Image load in animation. So how the image is going to load, I don't really have a preference. So let's try zoom in and we'll see what that looks like. Okay. Not sure I saw a difference there. So let's try slide down. And the image comes down like that. So I don't really have a preference how the image loads. That's fine. Background color, I think I'm going to make it a little bit lighter, just because I want that image to really stand out. Get notified when we launch new shirts. That's okay right there. I can change some of the font for the header or the body, the text. I can change the corners to rounded corners. I don't need to have a border. I'll leave that off. Form orientation. So on the bottom, that's fine. No name field. I actually do want a name field here. So I'll just say first name. And then in the email, I'll just say email bro. And then down here, I'll say yes. Keep me up to date with the other cool kids. And I don't know how long this button can be, so I'll preview that. And I don't like how that looks because it is a little bit too long. So I'll just change it to yes, obvi. And now let's preview again. Okay, so that's much better. I'm starting to like the way this looks. I like the rounded corners. The next thing is form styling. So I can change the button color if I wanted to do that. I sort of like the gold, but I might just dim it a little bit so it's not quite so bright. Form background color. So that would be this section down here. Yeah, I'm okay with the dark gray. That looks all right to me. But I can choose the form edge, so maybe I'll go with this bad boy. See how that looks. And let's try perhaps this one. Yeah, I like that one a little bit better, I think. And so let's just keep going. And the form footer text is if you want to have some sort of like, don't worry, we won't sell your info. It's probably not worth much. Something like that. Success message would be what it'll say after they actually opt in. So with an Infusionsoft form, you usually have a thank you page. With a Rapidology opt-in, it just displays the success message afterwards. So I'll say, boom, you're in now. Nice choice. Okay. And if you had any custom CSS that you wanted to add, you can certainly add that here. I don't do any CSS coding, so I'm not going to add anything. And the next thing is to choose my display settings. So we've designed it. This is how it loads. So trigger after time delay. Yes, I'm going to say after 5 seconds. At the bottom of post or after scrolling. So if they scroll 50% down the page or after 5 seconds. Let's see, display once per session, and don't display more than every day, something like that. And then display on, I can say on everything. I could also just choose specific pages that I wanted to display on, but let's choose everything for now. Once you get into creating multiple opt-ins, you're going to want to be more judicious about where you have those showing up. But I'll choose everything because right now it's just the only opt-in I have for this. And then we can choose to exclude certain pages or exclude certain posts. I'm not super worried about that, at least not at this point. I don't have too many pages on the site. And then I can click Save and Exit, and it should be live now. So you can see I could add a brand new opt-in, but now it has my ULS pop-up right here. So let's go ahead and take a look at this website. Again, this is a project that we're working on kind of on the side, and it's brand new. So there's not a whole lot here right now. You're welcome to check it out. But let's see if after 5 seconds that pop-up happens, and it does. I also noticed that I have black text on a black background here, so that's not ideal. Don't worry, we won't sell your info. Probably not worth much. I need to change that. I also think that this whole thing is a little bit darker than I would like it to be. So I'm going to see if I can change that. So let's go back over here to our form, and we can duplicate trash settings. We can adjust a few things. So design our opt-in. Let's go ahead and make this much lighter. Okay. And then we'll choose to have text color dark text there instead. And form setup, let's see, where's my footer text color? Form text color. light text, that's what we're looking for. Footer text. Okay, now let's preview one more time. Okay, so that's a little too lavendery, so maybe I'll try a blue instead. Blue, and we can go somewhere up here, like a North Carolina style blue. Let's preview. And that's closer, but I'm still not loving it. I was thinking more like a robin's egg or baby blue. So let's try that bad boy. And clearly this is not what I'm good at. So I will leave it for now. I think you get the point. If you wanted to split test it, you can easily add split testing here. Or you could delete this form if you're done with it, or you can duplicate it if you want to create something similar. I don't know why we have, make inactive and then delete over here. So more than one option there. So let's go back to our page here, and we'll click to a new page, contact form, and it should show up on every page after about 5 seconds or 50% scrolling. So let's see if it pops up with the new changes that we've made. 3, 2, 1. Let's try another page. 3, 2. Yeah, so I chose to only have it show up once a day, if you recall. So let's actually do this. I'll check it in a incognito window and see if it pops up this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, and form. There it is, and it looks a little bit better. I'm okay with that. So let's test it now. We'll say herc@ulysses.com. And yes. Boom, you're in now. Nice choice. Okay, so that's all set. I should point out it does say powered by Rapidology here, so there is that drawback. And I mean, that's kind of how it works when you're using a free plugin like that. I am sure that if it was really important to you, you could go to the plugins here and you could go to edit, and you could probably make some changes to the PHP file to remove that. I'm going to go ahead and leave it because I'm using a free tool, so I don't mind giving them a shout out. But I recognize that it could just be distracting as people click from your page over to Rapidology. So if you want to remove that, you probably can, but you're going to have to do it using PHP. And you can see my stats have now updated rather. So 2 impressions, and I filled it out once, so my conversions are at 50%. Of course, this will give you a line by line for each of your forms, and then also a conversion rate total. Let's go ahead and switch back to Infusionsoft, and we should see, if we go historical, we should see one person, has now come through that form. And that'll be Hercules. So that worked successfully. The opt-in is there. It's now live on my site. And the next thing to do would be to create a new opt-in and start to decide where on your site you want these different things to show up. So that is just about the size of things. Before we wrap up here, I wanted to show you the back end of my MonkeyPod site. You can see I've only got 3 active Rapidology opt-ins, but here it is showing me how many impressions I've had, and I've had them live for different lengths of time, so that also plays into how many views they're getting, and then their conversion rate and my overall conversion rate. Now, let's take a look at the forms where they are. So I have one on this e-commerce pod page. In case you aren't aware, I do these virtual courses, and the e-commerce pod is the most recent one that I launched. And so I just decided to use a Rapidology widget here on the actual page. So rather than do a pop-up or a flyover, I've got it just built into the page here. And I also have one on my LCM real life page. If I hang out here, I think it's triggered when I scroll, or maybe it's based on time, but there it is. For this one, try the LCM real life course, first name, email, let me in. And then the last one is on my blog, and this one I'm pretty confident is when I scroll. And many of you may have seen these before. You may have already signed up using one or multiple for the different things throughout my site. But what I've found is it's just nice to have an additional option for some of these things. So let's see if we can get it to show up maybe on one of the posts. And it didn't. I wonder if I've already had it show up today. But regardless, if you visit my blog or the LCM Real Life page or the e-commerce page, you can see those in action. So anyway, that's about 20 minutes or so, start to finish, downloading the plugin, activating it, hooking up to Infusionsoft, and getting a form live. I hope that this is something that you find valuable. If you have struggled with the Infusionsoft forms, then maybe Rapidology is a tool that you can use to make your life a little bit easier. And if you decide that you're going to go with something like lead pages or lead boxes for a longer term solution, I would recommend checking out the useful tools page on my website, because not only do I have, links and explanations to all of these things that I use, but I also have an affiliate code for some of these tools. So if you're going to sign up for it anyway, I would appreciate using my affiliate code, because guacamole is $1 extra and I don't want to have to worry about that. So why not give me a couple bucks when you sign up anyway? All right, that's all. Take care, guys. If you have any questions, post them below and I will tackle them as I can. Cheers.